What is going on, you glorious savages? Welcome to the show. We're gonna do a show today, damn it. We're gonna talk about something that, to be candid with you, sort of blows my mind that we have to discuss it, but we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it with fucking smiles on our faces. Do you understand me? We're gonna push through this shit. People my age are gonna be like, "What are we talking about?" Younger folks are gonna be like, you don't say. So it's for everyone, though. All right. Before that, after that, sometime in the midst of that, however you want to do it, do me a favor. Go to TravisCrutcher.com. True story time. Booking into 2026 right now. Not a joke. I think I mentioned it before, but there is almost nothing left for 2025. And I'll tell you truthfully, like, your best bet, if you're trying to make anything happen in this calendar year, November, December, there's a tiny little bit of space left. So if you want to get something on the books for 2025, that is your only option, is November, early ass December. Okay, early December. Okay, it's cookie season, damn it. But if that's something you want to get into, hit me up. If you're looking for 2026, fucking awesome, got you covered. Hit me up through the website, TravisCrutcher.com. Not everything that I do is listed there, right? But I'll just give you the down and dirty version because it feels like some people don't actually know. Workshops, keynotes, group coaching, individual coaching, partridges, pear trees, et cetera, right? Like, hit me up if you or your team need something, right? And I am all about making it happen. We'll design something specifically for you. It's not copy and paste shit, right? I've got a few keynotes on there that you could like, I want you to do that one. Cool, I can do that. Or we can do something just for you and your team, which I kind of prefer. Anyway, TravisCrutcher.com spot. Also, do me a solid. Follow me on social. Like I say all the time, if you actually want to engage and interact, your best bet's Facebook, because damn it, I'm old. And beside that, if you do follow, you engage, just don't be a dick about it, and we're going to be cool. Anyway, I'm going to now shut up so I can thereby talk some more.
Welcome to Not Sorry with Travis Crutcher, the show where Travis will say some things that might trigger you, offend you, make you laugh, or even motivate you. So, if you're not easily offended, stick around and enjoy. On the other hand, if you are easily offended, listen anyway. Then go tell everyone how triggered you were. Either way, you can be certain of one thing: Travis is not sorry.
All right, my friends, here we go. The title of the show says it all. I think there's an asterisk in it if you're looking at it on your device. But put the fucking phone down, man. Put the fucking phone down. This is true. People my age and a little older be like, "What are you talking about, Travis?" There's a new trending self-help craze sweeping the planet right now, and it's called screen fasting. Okay. So, and I'm not laughing at you. If you're one of the people that need this, and a lot of people these days do, even people my age are affected by these little fucking devices we carry all the time. So this is for everybody. But it's one of those things that, like, coming up in my generation, it didn't seem like it would be a thing, but we're going to talk about it today, right? It's not rocket science, okay? Everyone's making it into this big thing. So we'll talk about it, even though in some regards we probably feel like it shouldn't have to be talked about. But put your fucking phone down. Put your phone down. Like, I've touched on it, but like when I was growing up, I knew all the ingredients and every warning for every brand of shampoo and air freshener on the planet because that's all there was to read in the bathroom, right? That was your only option. Deep thoughts or read potpourri. Now we've got people who can't go to the bathroom without scrolling through TikTok. And somehow screen fasting is being marketed as this new revolutionary concept. Got it. Obviously, too much time scrolling a screen is bad for you. But it's crazy this has to be a new idea. But apparently it is. So I'm going to give you 3 strategies to remain productive while still being able to put the damn device down, okay? And let's start with what's actually happening in your brain when you're constantly on your phone, or any device for that matter. Like, it's not just the phones, okay? But every time you get a notification, every time you see a like, every time you scroll and find something interesting, your brain releases dopamine. And that's the same chemical release you get when you eat, you have sex, or when you do drugs, right? It's the same thing. Your phone is literally like a little fucking drug dealer in your pocket. And it's just like any other drug. You build tolerance. You need more and more stimulation to get the same hit. So you scroll longer, check more frequently, need more notifications. Meanwhile, your ability to focus on anything that doesn't provide instant gratification is completely shot. And it's rampant, man. I see this with clients all the time. They can't read a book for 20 minutes without checking their phone. Can't have a conversation with anybody without looking at their screen. They can't sit in silence for 5 minutes without feeling anxious. That's not normal, dude. That's addiction, right? And the crazy part is we're acting like this is some mysterious phenomenon that nobody could have predicted. But really, like, You don't think that carrying around a device designed to capture and hold your attention 24/7 might have negative side effects? Maybe just a couple. You didn't think that training your brain to expect constant simulation might make it harder to focus on things that require sustained attention? Like, and that's why I said, come on, man, this isn't rocket science, right? But we've all been duped by it. And here we are, with entire industries built around helping people do what humans have done for thousands of years: exist without constant digital stimulation. Okay? So here's what's really fucked up. We carry these devices around because they're supposed to make us more productive, but they're actually making us less productive than ever, right? You think you're multitasking, but you're just rapidly switching between tasks and doing all of them poorly. And I have clients that like cop to this all the time. You think you're staying informed, but you're actually just consuming random bits of information that don't help you with anything except for maybe pissing you off, right? You think you're staying connected, but you're actually avoiding real connection by hiding behind your little screen, okay? I had a client, dude, who was convinced he needed his phone for work. I have to be available, he said. I need to respond to emails immediately. So I asked him to track his phone usage for a week, and guess what? Guess what? Out of 6 hours of daily screen time, maybe 30 minutes was actually work-related. The rest was just mindless fucking scrolling. And look, we're all guilty of this, but 6 hours a day, that's 42 hours a week, player. That's more than a full-time job spent staring at a screen, and most of it was completely useless. But, you know, just like everyone else, he was convinced he was being productive because he was, quote, staying busy. Like, that's not productivity, man. That's digital masturbation. It feels good, like you're doing something, but you're actually not accomplishing a damn thing. Real productivity requires sustained focus, deep work, uninterrupted attention, like actually getting things done. And you can't do any of that when you're constantly checking your phone or whatever other fucking device your watch is yelling at you, right? So how do we actually fix this, right? The first strategy is creating phone-free zones in your life, man. I'm not joking. Phone-free zones. Not phone-free times, phone-free zones. Physical spaces where your phone doesn't exist. So start with your bedroom, right? Your phone should not be in your bedroom, period. But I use an alarm clock. That's awesome. Cool. That's cool. I get it. Yeah. So buy a fucking alarm clock. Okay. Like, but what if it's an emergency? I get that one all the time. What if it's an emergency? Man, what emergencies are you handling at 2 a.m. that can't wait till morning? I get it. Kiddos and stuff, if they're out the door. Unless you're a doctor or first responder, there's probably nothing that urgent, especially if it's coming from like your work, right? Your bedroom should be for sleep. That's it. Not for scrolling Instagram or checking. Well, maybe not just sleep. You know what I'm talking about. Next, dining room, kitchen table, wherever you're eating, not scrolling, not watching videos, not checking messages. It's a hard, fast rule in my house. Food used to be a social experience. Now families sit around the table, each of them staring at their own screens. That's not a meal, man. That's parallel isolation. Your car should be another no free phone zone, right? Hands-free doesn't count. If you're having a conversation, listening to something on your phone, you're not fully present for driving, right? The bathroom, I'm going to go there. Your bathroom should be a phone-free zone, man. Take shit in peace. Let your mind wander. Be bored for 5 minutes, right? It'll stop you from having hour-long shits. Some of your best ideas come when your brain isn't being constantly stimulated. The key is to make these zones sacred. No exceptions. No, just this once, but this is important, et cetera, right? If it's that important, it can wait until you're in a phone-allowed zone, right? It doesn't have to be in these phone-free zones. So pick some of those, man. The second one is batching your digital tasks instead of doing them constantly through the day. I get it. It feels like you're time blocking better, but you're not. Instead of checking email every 5 minutes, check it 3 times a day. Morning, afternoon, evening. That's it. And instead of responding to messages immediately, set specific times for communication. So like maybe 10 a.m. and 3 p.m., whatever works for you, right? Instead of scrolling social media whenever you're bored, give yourself 15 minutes after lunch to just catch up on whatever you think you need to see. You know, the key is being intentional instead of reactive. Because right now, your phone's in control, man. Every notification is a command that you obey immediately. Every buzz is a summons that you answer without question. That's not good. That's not healthy. That's not how productive people operate. Productive people control their attention. They decide when to engage with digital tools and not the other way around. I had a client who was getting, this is not a joke, over 200 notifications a day. 200. Every single one was pulling his attention away from whatever else they were trying to focus on. And so when we turned off all the non-essential notifications, kept only calls and texts from family, everything else could wait. Everything else can wait, man. But his productivity doubled in the first week, not because he was working harder, but because he actually could focus on the shit that he needed to at the right time. Batching also helps you realize how much of your digital activity is bullshit. When you can only check social media once a day, you quickly realize that most of what you were looking at wasn't worth your time in the first place, okay? When you can only check email 3 times a day, you start prioritizing which messages actually need responses and which ones are just digital clutter, man. A lot of it is like that, right? Third strategy, dude, replace your digital habits with physical ones, okay? You can't just remove a habit, right? Any addict will tell you that. You have to replace it with something else. So instead of checking your phone first thing in the morning, I don't know, do 50 push-ups instead, right? Instead of scrolling after lunch, take a fucking walk. Instead of watching videos before bed, read a book, okay? Instead of looking at your phone when you're bored, do something with your hands. The key is having a physical alternative ready before you need it. Because here's what happens. You'll put your phone down with the best intentions. Then 5 minutes later, man, you'll be bored or anxious or restless and you'll reach for it again. But if you have something else to do, something physical, something engaging, something that doesn't require a screen, then you can redirect that energy. I almost died. Some people keep a book in every room in their house, not because they're some intellectuals, but because when they get the urge to check their phone, they pick up a book instead, right? That works. Physical activities are especially good because they engage your body as well as your mind. They give you the stimulation you're looking for without the dopamine addiction. That's huge, man. That's huge. The goal isn't to become a monk, though, right? Like, who never uses technology. The goal is to use technology intentionally instead of being used by it. So, look, man, last thing I'll say, and I'll shut up at least for a week. Your phone's not making you more productive. It's making you more distracted. Screen fasting isn't some revolutionary concept. It's fucking common sense, man. You don't need an app to help you not use your phone. You need discipline. Create those phone-free zones, batch your digital tasks, replace those digital habits with fucking physical ones. Stop acting like it's this complicated, folks. It's not. Put the fucking phone down. Read the shampoo bottle. Let your mind be bored. And I promise, man, you will be amazed at how much better you feel when you're not constantly stimulating your brain with digital garbage. Cool? Hey, aside from me almost choking to death, this went well. I think we all learned something. It went better than I expected. If you know someone who needs to hear this, and look at the world we're in right now, man, lots of people need to hear this. Please share it, right? And get the word out that these things, right? I'm holding my phone up if you're just on audio. They're your friends as long as you're in control. They're a real motherfucker if they're in control. Anyway, hope you dug it. Hope you took something away from it, and I will talk to you next time. Later.